This video is going to be about my top 12 picks from the Clionadh Stained Glass collection. The other two parts of this series will be me ranking all of the Clionadh Stained Glass collection formulas, and then I'm going to do a video that's just my B-roll swatch footage that I took to use in other videos in case anyone just wants to see the straight up swatches without hearing me talk about them. I have 12 shades here from 5 different categories of the stained glass collection. I tried to group them in a way where similar shades were next to each other, but some of them don't have similar shades. Let's just go ahead and get into it. Editor's note, I just want to mention that I am biased towards Clionadh because I did receive some of these shades in PR, and I also have an affiliate code with them, so if you use that code when you make a purchase, I do earn a small commission. If you do plan to make a purchase and you found my content helpful, I would really appreciate if you did use my code. It helps me out a lot, and it will allow me to expand the type of content I'm able to make on this channel, but of course no pressure, and definitely don't feel like you need to make a purchase just to support me. Okay, first we have Chandelier, which is described as having a sheer pale mustard yellow base with small glitter particles that shift turquoise, indigo, violet, pink. I don't know that I necessarily agree that this has small glitter particles. I'd say they're more medium size. This is my most used shade out of my stained glass collection. It's sheer enough that it works great for layering over to bases or an inner corner, brow bone highlight, all sorts of things. I love the twinkle that this gives, and I think that's what makes it so special. It catches the light in so many ways. But if you watch a lot of my videos, you've probably heard me talk about this eyeshadow a million times. It's just one of the most versatile and objectively beautiful eyeshadows. I noticed that this reads a little bit more of a straight up teal on the deeper skin tone swatches. So if you do have a deeper skin tone than me, you might want to choose the next shade instead, unless you're looking for something that's going to read as a straight up teal. Carving is another glitter multi-chrome, and it's described as a sheer grungy light brown base with medium to large glitter particles that shift turquoise, indigo, violet. So yeah, I'd say this is like pretty much the same particle size as Chandelier, so I don't know why they're described differently, and this does read pretty similar on the eyes. It just has that deeper base. I don't know that you would need both, but I have both and they're both among my favorites, so that's why they're included here. This is a little bit more robust in that it can be used as a one shadow look on me, and it also can be layered over different bases. I think it's really versatile in this way, and a good like spicy neutral type shade. I've definitely talked about this a lot in my videos. I've seen other brands do similar shades to this, but nothing quite like it, and I just think this is like one of the quintessential stained glass collection shades that I would recommend for anyone, whether you're a color lover, neutrals lover, anything. I just think it's so good. I love the formula and finish of this too. Here's Grisaille, another one that I talk about all the time. It's described as having a semi-pigmented terracotta base with medium glitter particles that shift turquoise, indigo, violet, pink. This has similar shifts to Carving and Chandelier. Like, I think they are the same multi-chrome shifting pigment with different bases, but I love this so much. The contrast between that red base and the blue to purple shifting sparkles makes the most juicy, wet looking eye. Makes a great one shadow look for me. And I'm just going to note once again that I did see a YouTuber, GlamGirl09, mention that she picked up the shades Grisaille and Abrasion, and on her skin tone, which is deeper than mine, Abrasion was what she was expecting Grisaille to be. But just be aware of that. Maybe just pick one or the other. But I think between Grisaille and Abrasion, like one of those is definitely a must-have. Etched is another glitter multi-chrome, and it's described as a semi-opaque, cool purple base with blue, indigo, violet, pink shifts. Clionadh has a couple shades like this, like Enamel, Glazier's Mark, but this is my favorite type of shade like this. It has this UV quality to it in that it's such a vibrant, radioactive blue, but it's still somehow wearable, and I love that it can be sheared out. This has that same finish. So far, all the shades I've shown you before pretty much have the same finish and particle size in my opinion, but I think this is great if you're wanting to maybe dabble in more of a vibrant, colorful look, but you don't want like a straight up jeweled eyeshadow. This would be a great way to dabble in color. I think it's pretty approachable for a more colorful shade, and I find myself reaching for this all the time. It can actually be toned down a lot with a more neutral look, surprisingly. It really reminds me of something I would see in a Mothership palette. Like, I feel like this belongs in the cool tone sibling to the Utopian Dream palette. Sunbeam, this is the new reformulated Sunbeam. I also have the older version, but this one I had to pick up when they reformulated it. It's described as having a sheer baby pink base with medium glitter particles that shift yellow and aqua with hints of peach and pale green. Love, love, love the formula and finish of this. It's so juicy and wet and shiny and sparkly at the same time. And I love that it's sheer to an extent. It can also be built up to more of a pink look, but I usually use it as a sheer wash, and it just adds that like sheeny, juicy, wet sparkle to the eyes. I use this as a topper all the time, and it can also make a great one shadow look if you just want like a glossy, sparkly finish. When you sheer it out, it does read as more of a gold. That pink kind of dissipates, but you can also build it up to where you can see that pink base. So I think it's really versatile in that way, and it can be paired with so many other tones, which you'll find as a common denominator in the shadows I like. I prefer something that has a more sheer base, because I find it to be more versatile and easy to work with. Okay, here is the shade Renaissance, and this was sent to me in PR from Clionadh as part of their stained glass expansion. This is part of the Pearlescent collection and is described as a cool pink base with orange, peach, yellow shift. The formula and finish of this is so unique and beautiful. It's literally like a pearl, so soft and romantic, and honestly just like flattering on the eyes. It also is one that could be paired with so many things. I love this over a smoky neutral look. It just adds that like soft feminine touch to it. Or it also works on its own. You can wear it with more of a pastel look. It literally goes with anything, but I think what really makes this special is the finish and the effect it creates on your eyes. I love a pastel pink moment. Right now it looks like they only have pink shades in this line. I would love to see them add some more colors. Like even like some neutral colors would be amazing in this formula. I would love to see that. Here is Cobblestone. This is another one that was sent to me in PR as part of the stained glass expansion last year. This is described as a grungy gray base with icy pink, peach, gold shifts. This is part of the Earth Vibrant collection. This is one I would not have thought to pick up on my own, but I have gone back and used this so many times for like everyday looks. It's definitely in the spicy neutral territory in my opinion. It does have that slight pink to gold to green shift to it, but it can be toned down and sheared out. I also love the finish of it. Kind of reminds me of those glitter Multichromes I showed you earlier. Definitely a more piecey and sparkly finish, which I love. This one definitely was not sold to me by the pictures of it on their website or the description, but it has ended up being an absolute staple in my collection, so I'm very glad they sent it to me. Okay, here's Hedge Maze. And this is from the Earth Vibrant collection as well. This is described as a slate gray base with gold lime teal shifts. This was sent to me in PR as well from the stained glass expansion, and is one I definitely would not have thought to pick up on my own. Tend to not gravitate toward green eyeshadows, but something about this is so appealing to me. It has that similar texture to Cobblestone, so it's a little bit piecey and textured and sparkly. But I think the way this doesn't read as a straight up green, it's got that like gold, muted, almost olive sheen from straight on. And then from an angle, you really see that green to teal shift. It creates so much dimension on the eye, and it's just stunning. And I don't know, it feels very sophisticated for like a green eyeshadow. I think if you love green, you'll love this. If you don't like green, you probably will still like this just because it is so special. This is one I reach for a lot. Royal Plum Earth Vibrant, and this is described as a dusty plum base with a pink, gold, lime, aqua shifts. This is like the grungy, muted, earthy sibling to shades like Royalty and Regal from Clionadh. And I do think I compare them all in my Clionadh guide video, which I'll link below. This is so smoky and shifty and dimensional and just absolutely stunning. At first, I was a little intimidated because it's a bit more deep than I usually go with eyeshadow, but lately I've been wearing this either as more of a sheared out wash, or what I'll do is put like a neutral, like boring metallic underneath, and then I'll tap this on top, and it is just absolutely stunning. It looks so good, and I think if you have a deeper skin tone than me, this will be a lot more approachable. I'm just pasty as hell, so it reads very deep on me. Great for purple lovers. Even if you don't like purple, it's muted enough that it's just stunning. Statue Garden is one that I've picked up somewhat recently. I have gone back and used this so many times ever since I have acquired it. It's described as a muted teal base with pink, orange, yellow shifts. I think what makes this so special is the texture and finish. It's one of those shades that's not super textured or shiny or sparkly, but it like melts into your skin, has this almost satiny but intense finish. Very hard to describe, but it's so beautiful in person, and I've used this as a one and done pretty often. I love the soft formula and finish with that vibrant shiftiness to it. It's just so captivating to me. I think if you're someone who's interested in this but not looking for anything textured or sparkly or difficult to use, I would highly recommend this. It's got that like grunginess to it, a little pop of color, but still so approachable, even for someone like me who does not gravitate towards like deeper eyeshadows. I had to include Mural in here. This is from their Electric Multichrome line. I have a whole video where I was trying to see if I could dupe this with other shades in my collection. Probably the most hyped shade from the Clionadh Stained Glass collection, and honestly I think it's worth every bit of hype. It is so spicy, and I really love the finish of it. It's so shiny, but it has a bit of sparkle, and it's so smooth to the touch. Like, it feels buttery and silky almost. I love this so much. I think it's so easy to use, especially if you're maybe not comfortable with more textured shades. It has a tiny bit of texture to it, but it just glides on your eyes so easily. And the base shears out enough to where you can layer this over pretty much anything, and it will just beautiful, intense orange reflect that shifts to gold and green. Just absolutely stunning. I think this is an absolute standout from Clionadh. I love it. 100% worth the hype. Okay, last one we have here is Empress, and this is described as a pink red base, pink peach gold lime shifts. This is from their Glitter Vibrant Multichrome line, and this was one of the first shades they previewed from their stained glass expansion. They had like a whole batch of it or something, and I was immediately captivated by those pictures. It just looked so insanely shifty and sparkly and beautiful. I knew I had to pick it up when I placed an order. It's definitely the most chunky shade out of all the ones I showed you. Like, the particle size is quite large, but it does smooth out. This is one I love to use in the center of a halo eye or as the star of the show in a look. The formula does not lend itself well to layering. I know not everyone is into that anyway, but I just want to tell you what it's like in real life. It's definitely one more that you want to do a more concentrated application, in my opinion. It doesn't work well to be sheared out. It's just absolutely stunning. I love reaching for this in the spring and summer, and I love that vibrant coral base. So those are my top 12 recommendations. I hope this video was helpful. I know it can be overwhelming if you're making your first purchase, or if you're just not well versed in the stained glass collection universe. I hope maybe this can help guide you in the right direction and let you know what are the standout shades in the collection. I think you really can't go wrong with many of the shades in the stained glass collection. It's a matter of your personal preference, but it's difficult to navigate with the different particle sizes, finishes, shifts, tones. Totally get that. So I hope this helped a little. Let me know in the comments if you have shades from the stained glass collection. What are your favorites? I'd love to know. Let me know if any of these are going on your wish list, or let me know if you're placing an order what you plan to pick up. That's going to be it for this video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel if you're not already. Other than that, I'll see you in the next one. Bye!